गुड मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स। गुड मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स। आप सबका स्वागत है आपके इस चैनल पे। काफ़ी ठंड है और मुझे विश्वास है कि आपका स्टडी काफ़ी बेहतर चल रहा होगा। चलिए आज का स्टार्ट करते हैं। एक्चुअली मैं कुछ बोलना चाहता हूँ। आज का आर्टिकल अभी तक मैंने जितना आर्टिकल डिस्कस किया है उसमें से सबसे बेहतर आर्टिकल है। एज ए स्टूडेंट, जैसे कि आप स्टूडेंट की तरह समझते हैं, यही इस न्यूज़पेपर का ब्यूटी है, द हिंदू का या इंडियन एक्सप्रेस का, कि हर दिन हमें कुछ एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट मिलता है सीखने को, जो हमें अवेयर बनाते हैं, जो हमें कॉन्सेंसुअल मैनर पे किसी बात को लेकर कैसे अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना चाहिए वो हमें बताती है। तो इस चीज़ को हम डिस्कस करते हैं और इनमें से कुछ टर्मिनोलॉजी है जो आपको पहले से पता होना चाहिए, जो कि मैं अभी तो डिस्कस नहीं कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन वर्ड ऑफ द डे जो हम डिस्कस करते हैं उसमें से एक टर्मिनोलॉजी को इंक्लूड कर लेते हैं और वो वर्ड होगा फिस्कल कंसोलिडेशन। तो आज का वर्ड ऑफ द डे है फिस्कल कंसोलिडेशन। इसका मतलब क्या है? फिस्कल का मीनिंग होता है राज्य से जुड़ा हुआ राजस्व, और कंसोलिडेशन मतलब इकट्ठा करना, मतलब राजस्व जो भारत सरकार होता है या फिर बिहार सरकार या यूपी सरकार होता है, वो किस तरह से अपना पैसा जो उसका इनकम है उसको अपने पास लाती है और उस चीज़ों को अलग-अलग जगहों पर यूज़ करती है। तो फिस्कल कंसोलिडेशन मीन्स इट्स टाइप ऑफ इनकम accumulated in our bank account and that will be going in for the public welfare system। तो चलते हैं, स्टार्ट करते हैं आज का एडिटोरियल और आई होप आप अपने आप का ख्याल रख रहे होंगे और पढ़ाई कर रहे होंगे और आप वीडियो भी पूरी देखते होंगे ताकि आप समझ पाएँ। तो चलिए हम सीक्वेंस वे में आज स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट डिस्कशन। तो टू एवरी ईच ईयर ऑन 1st of February, Government of India presented their fiscal annual finance report. What is this? This is called budget because budget is not defined in our Indian constitution directly. It is called as annual financial statement under Article 112. And for this discussion totally based on the budget, how our budget will be in 2023 fiscal year, and how this will be a populist, or is it will be on the focusing side of physical consolidation, on which government are more the focusing after GST was introduced in 2017. So let us discuss in the far way. So what now? There is something which I discussed before that. This article is written by, ये आर्टिकल लिखा गया है सुहासिनी हैदर और नंदिनी सरकार के द्वारा। सुहासिनी हैदर एक स्ट्रेटजिस्ट है और नंदिनी सरकार जेएनयू में प्रोफेसर है इकोनॉमिक्स डिपार्टमेंट में। तो what is something like that in this year budget? So budget is something like this is our role model for whole year. How can approach throughout the year, where our money going into, and how to implement different type of welfare system programs, schemes, and on which ministries, on which department we have to allocate how many money. So these are the thing. So Department of Economic Affairs under budgetary system, this is known as budget division, who prepare budget under Ministry of Finance definitely, and this will be presented on the Parliament. So after that, there is two things on which budget will be. First is populist, and second is fiscal consolidation, which I say in this session, this is the word of the day. So what is that? First, populist means freebie system in which government provide free food, free ration, more subsidies, free different type of thing like water, electricity, and these are the most things doing by the regional parties, because this is the reality of India and developing nation and poor countries. So, and this is also our needs. So these are the populist scheme. And what if this will continue? Yeah, it's domino effect on the government fiscal, because there need to be a more capital receipts, and if the balance in between our capital and revenue, capital receipt and revenue going to be disturbed, then debt to GDP ratio going into imbalance. Debt to GDP ratio, I hope you know. So what like freebies, populist scheme mean more freebies, subsidies, government job in lower section, also in type of group C and D. So these are the freebie system. And what is fiscal consolidation? Fiscal consolidation in which three things is included, in which government first try to increase interest rate of the bank. Go- Government also focusing to limiting the inflations, so that improvement of GDP also happening at the same time with inflation and GDP. And at the same time they focus on the public welfare system, but in rationalized manner. So these are the things. So for fiscal consolidations, we need something like money, income. And what about income? Suppose that if government this year want defense budget, our Indian armed forces and paramilitary, armed forces budget must be increased little bit by before 2022 year financial budget. So if government want to increase defense budget, at the same time want to increase health budget, also I said in previous video health budget important, too far on the 2%, then this will really impact government fiscal receipt, and it will maybe it's a staple effect on the other ministries or other government program. So if government want to progress one way, other way maybe diminish. If income is not proper, if government income increase as compared to previous year, definitely all thing going to be done in the proper manner. But if don't income going to be increased, then must be a domino effect on the other sector must be. So what fiscal consolidations meaning in term of economic? So in this sector, government want to increase their income through multiple ways. What is the ways? And current regime in India focusing more on this, as as from a starting of demonetization in 2016, when government suck all 1500 notes from the market, and the ratio of the sucking of this money is 60/40. Suppose that there is 100 rupees in market, 1 lakh rupees market, of 1500 rupees, then 60,000 goes to the RBI and 40,000 going to the government of India, and these money are used for the other programs, infrastructure activity and expenditure of government. So these are the type of gaining money. Second is GST tax. Okay. Third is what? Third is disinvestments. Disinvestment. Disinvestment, like a strategic disinvestment in which government privatize other PSU, public sector undertaking, and public sector institutes. And something is RBI dividend. RBI also, government of India said, RBI, I need dividend in different sector of in public sector undertaking like LIC. Okay. Other thing is oil. Yeah, if oil price is going down, government don't decrease price at a standard level, because they need ultimately their tax revenue share on the oil. So these are the things. And all government also want to focus on debt to GDP ratio, because this is the thing which evaluate your total economy, how your economy going to perform in future or not, because debt to GDP ratio is a yardstick, a standard which will evaluate how you are going uh, up in future, or how you diminish in future. So these are the things. And what other thing which will impact fiscal consolidations? Things like freebie system, things like example of subsidies, unrationalized subsidies, money going to the public welfare system but not reach throughout the grassroots level. These are the things. And for that, what we understand in the international context, if we all context compared to those. So there is a thing which is WTO, World Trade Organization, in which what said, they said, India, you give more subsidies to farmer, that will harnessing international market chain. Other countries not able to supply their component to the market, because India, you bombarding different crops, grain, foods into the international market, and in through into providing the subsidies to the farmer, and for this will impact international market chain. So you have to limiting your subsidies to the farmer. Then India says, no, I can't do on the ultimate let, and I can't. Yeah, there is a breaching level up to India. Don't go, but we have to at least provide multiple subsidy to the needy farmer who are totally rely on the agriculture, because this India is a still agrarian society country, because almost 55% of the people are still dependent on the agriculture allied activities. These are the things which is really important. So there is something important defined by the WTO, like box, red box, amber box, green box. Green box, it's things like uh, government funding in their respective country. Amber box, like welfare system, under which how government can allocate money to their needy farmer or subsidies to farmer. And red box, total multitude of these rational things in on a table, and how can determine things, is it proper or not. So these are the thing. And other thing is Washington consensus. Suppose western country come on a table, and India also, and they discuss, India, you should be diminish your subsidies. But there is some consensus in between them, and after that there is a consensus on which they said there is a debt to GDP ratio, and how this will be evaluated on which standard. A standard is subsidies under the those boxes of WTO, and if you give less subsidy, your debt to GDP ratio is high. And if your debt to GDP ratio is high, more foreign investment come into your country. In mean foreign direct investment FDI increase, foreign portfolio index going to be increased, and that will lead to your country in a prosperous way, and more infra allied activities, more expenditure and other development happening in your country more. So these are the thing which I want to convey to you. And the more important thing is the thorough subsidy rationalizations under WTO is a problem for India, and we see in 2022 alone, when wheat export through the other country, and there India increased at the time of Ukraine Russia war. Instead, India providing more subsidies to the farmer. So because that are different time, and what happening in future, let we discuss. But the thing is, the budget is really important, because government want to focusing on the fiscal consolidation, and also 2024 election come on after a year. So both are coming to mind of the Indian government, so accordingly they can take decision. सो होप यू ऑल अंडरस्टैंड दिस मैटर, एंड आप समझे होंगे, आप इन चीज़ों को बेहतर कम्प्रिहेंड करेंगे। सो थैंक यू सुनने के लिए, धन्यवाद आपको ज्वाइन करने के लिए, आप सबने ज्वाइन किया। सो चलिए मिलते हैं कल, कुछ नया चीज़ सीखेंगे। ओके, जय हिंद, गुड बाय, लव यू।